fenti mi yalon ko programme fulo daton ko le fo fe mi yalon ko milbe kedi tembe na banko kan mi yalon mi mbaje kan ni tembe na mba falale ko ata bitilo programme kacha ko made ma balle bi jam pour ka kacha ke fenna mi yalon ko abe dende min wala banko la tamander nyati ani banko la ala halu tembe da minto ani ni tembe na muno molla wosi data ani fana ni mol mula kontanda fana kala minute butun asataran fe to mando nin ala wato de molla mbelay no yalla butum ne bajala ko aba soni ala bakale pour del min ka diam jang alka min karam fana bulo ko nim fana min karna telephone al bulo ko na ko mala bakale mbe ben dungu nyokan mbe kafu nyokan sabanko do kuno tumando ala ma ala so sabu jëm honebul
nene
gambe ba nyaade ni tefen
gambia fo nikuya
nikuya
gambia fo nemiso gambia fo bata let me summarize it on the hopelessness. Both situations, Gambia both situations, and there is no hope for the future as far as the status quo remains.
But honorable mol ba fo kanko infrastructure ni ko bita kanko le ani ko ko bari ite ko Gambia fo mana ne o
men ka infrastructure bita kan in Gambia infrastructure development, let me put it like that. They are very selfish individuals. Yala masakunda kuriya nyanya. Come more selfish in as much as they continue to pay school fees for their kids and they continue to provide fees money on the table and continue to provide or drive flashy vehicles with free coupons all over Banko Bitakambari. On average, let me say on a scale of 10, 9 over 10. Banko is in a very stable situation. Banko be clearing bakele and things are not going well.
Honorable. Ko fele kulung procurement bureau miano ko ya pass. Sa fele atara National Assembly sai.
Procurement bureau abalafa watra bakele because ko nga fa nyame procurement since ntenga kanamba nata in Banko kan I've been working for projects. I've been engaging local procurement as well as international procurement. So, menketa kunung abalafa warta bake, parliament, the hope of the farmers, parliament, the hope of the women gardeners, parliament, the hope of taxi drivers, parliament, the hope of mechanics, and parliament, the hope of taxpayers, has effectively legalized, enhance, enable, and institutionalize, and even decentralize corruption in public sector. That bill yesterday, to summarize it, this is what happened. Corruption has now been legalized and decentralized by the parliament of the Gambia.
Corruption?
Corruption, yes. Because if you look at the bill has relegated, demoted, and diminished the role of
GPP. Niko demoted, what do you mean?
GPP la sembo puru masakunda la fensanyato. I voltala. I sembo be the permanent secretary la minister and their procurement team and contract committees to effectively do government procurement now. So this will, if we say GPP was corrupt, they were the only institution involved now. But now what happened is now we have legalized and decentralized corruption from GPPA, if there was any, to all the ministries now. So it's like now we have 24, 25 bodies that are now involved in effective corruption.
Dumalo kundal de million ko leba kapula procurement law system or procurement.
Now, GPP Mantara procurement, they are only going to be authorities now. Before they will implement, monitor, and control. To me, that was a very effective system, if you ask me, because I've been involved in it several times. But now, they cannot blow any whistle. They will not be able to blow any whistle during the time of procurement. So that I will be minister la mafan la sai. Do you understand? The ministers will be able to control, the ministers will be able to direct, and the ministers will be able to coordinate and even contain their procurement team and contract committees. You know, me okay, the bill and they said the minister call that bill is a condition na banko la Demar Lalu, donors, the bill was conditioned for donors as far as institutional reforms is concerned. But what I told the minister, I understand that there is no single donor that is subjected to the rules and regulations of our local procurement laws and regulations. All the donors have their own rules and procurement rules and regulations. During the contract or award process or during the procurement process, every stage of procurement process, we have to send them. We have to send to the donors for no objection. Example, if it is a World Bank, Badia or Kuwait, every process, as far as procurement is concerned, we have to send to them to bless it by way of no objection. That is, we have conducted this process, so and so is the process. Exactly. Afele. Fale accept, falma accept. They near accept, we call that no objection. Nima accept, we call that there is an objection. So now we will reverse the situation and do it again and get back to them. So may one minister and may understand. And the minister brainwashed the parliament when they went for the old party caucus. Old party caucus because he was there to brainwash them, to believe in the bill.
Nico brainwash, what was the reason?
What you people fail to understand, the minister's role here is just like a lawyer. I know my client commit murder, but I still go to the court and defend my client that he didn't do murder. I can even tell the court my client does a social useful service instead of murder. So I told them I'm not going there because the minister cannot brainwash me on procurement process. This is what I've been doing for the past 10 to 15 years. So I can see that this bill is with me. Read your bill, understand your bill, allow the bureau Karangalia understand and go to the parliament and debate. Don't go and listen to the minister. He's going to brainwash you, and this is what happened.
So doli amera ko asakeno ko faham balialam wala karang wala
faham balialam konka mem fo drone there is a huge capacity gap in this parliament. Anumbe gambenol fala yamarla nal mem mol sambala parliament ala mol understand men yan ko they understand government architecture or governance architecture. How can I tell Prince go and see or go and watch for me where the 4 permanent secretary of education or minister of education or any other ministry is doing their work effectively, and I have no work in government. I don't have the capacity. If the minister knows more than I do, or if the permanent secretary knows more than I know, how do I perform oversight function? Even more jibel or abe kuke kanyadi me anon ko ite fa mon kulawar bi mo ni tela boss konte ko ta prince jibe fo abe radio ni is it television or radio abe radio or television of aba tamande kan kulamba ndama felon about television I don't know about television ndama mena fo tela boss. So this is what is happening in the parliament. Alem Molsamba parliament many yalonko they don't even know A, B, and C. And you want those people to come and report to you people. You want those people to hold government accountable. You want those people to do their oversight function and correction on the government. This is impossible. So government danal party ko bonye asi ko bonye na be electional club vote incompetent people who understand government architecture, government structure, people who know this is the role of the permanent secretary, this is the role of a minister. So that when they come and you know they will come when they are right, you tell them they are right, so that you'll be able to rectify them. But if you don't know all these things, you have parliamentarians who doesn't know these things. So something they are there to only bless whatever comes from the government. Some oppositions are also there feeling that they should object anything that comes from the government. So and this is not the role of a parliamentarian. When it is objective, when it is good for the country, go for it. When it is bad for the country, don't go for it. So it's interesting and it's for me.
Ila miro kila muneti nataron ko me molko fenno mi yalon ko unsapono ko amantarta ku kanung anyamal ni ko procurement maybe procurement but side dollar wala abita kan fanna minna amantar banko febo kan wala ya sabu ya falendi pour ka sembo sama minister la fanna ba muna be kila mira do. No,
for me and konga fo nyamen they just want to legalize and decentralize corruption in the public sector, in the civil service, because what GPV was there as an oversight. They were there as an oversight. Whatever we do, we have to reach to them for no objection. GPV, not donor-funded project, but local procurement. They are there to regulate. They were there to monitor. They were there to implement. They are more as a police body. So what has happened now? The so-called bill make them an authority. It's just like you know. They cannot just function as they were functioning before. Sembo talale. If it was 100 now, Sembo is like 10 or 20. I doubt the office is going to be very effective as before, because before they were so effective, and many of the institutions were not compliant. GPPL report Yakov, many institutions were not compliant. So now you want those institutions to manage their own procurement? Institution or GPP go, imanta comply towards our local procurement rules and regulations. Now you say GPP will go back. These institutions that are not compliant are now going to do the procurement by themselves. Imagine.
So come to department, minister,
of course, they are now going to preside, they are now going to monitor, they are now going to control all of their procurement processes. So this is going to make government of the Gambia lose millions or billions of the they will use this as an opportunity now to enrich themselves. And yet GPP intervention has saved the government of the Gambia millions of dollars just by way of blowing whistle.
Ni mulka corruption ofo. Inata na iko sign GPPA at this moment right now katandiko ila office ba aba jila la kasembo tala wala kasembo ka office na fantawati. Ya miran ni mulka corruption ofo sign. Corruption water tembe daji maldo sign.
Nyimman sakunda mampare corruption kelola. Ni pareta corruption o kelela. Ni lefta if they want to help market women, if they want to help taxi driver, if they want to help taxpayers, what they should bring first is anti-corruption bill.
Anti-corruption bill?
Yes. Me alon ko momo masakunda la kodo tilimbala wrong loi lekan. Anybody who is exposed to corruption is been treated seriously. But that's not the case here. They are not prioritizing issues. What this government should prioritize is bring back the constitution first. Bring back the anti-corruption bill. These are what Gambians need.
Bring back constitution. What am constitution do you claim?
The constitution they threw away. This constitution they committed to the cold store. The constitution that the Gambian people commit taxpayers' money, $160 million was committed to the process by way of hiring expert lawyers, staff for the constitutional review, by committing 160 million into the process by way of internal and external consultation to get the view of Gambians and make it a progressive document to rule us. This is what they rejected. But and it's still with them. They don't commit that to the National Assembly. Yes, because the political will is not there. Adama Barrow, people are empowering him. This constitution is not good for you. And there is no constitution that is going to be good for Adam. I can assure him that if he detained that constitution, kept that constitution at the executive level, thinking that constitution that will come back to the National Assembly will favor him, he's dreaming. Because no constitution can be perfect for me. No constitution can be perfect for you. And no constitution cannot be perfect for Hussein Dawo. No constitution will be perfect for Adama Barrow. And this is something that he needs to understand. There is no single constitution that will come to that National Assembly, that's going to be approved by that National Assembly, that is going to favor me. He must be dreaming. This is not possible. That is why, let them bring the constitution that Gambian people agree on. Your view was there. You, Nene, your view was there. My view was there. Villages in CRL views are there. Villages in LRL views are everybody's view in that constitution. Let them bring that constitution back to us and to govern us, not the whims and caprices of Adama and his mafias. This is an impossible place.
Ni constitution on me yalanko before ko in 1997 constitution on me an kabe laren jedo iko amantara banko dingol tamande kan nyanto menga bar han bi han sama wole be tama kan andung wolu wakilin ita fana bole tambende kan National Assembly muneke
mini ye loi je loi mu loi don 1997 constitution loi Jawba loi Kurumba and is not a progressive law. I'm so ashamed of my country I'm so ashamed of my judicial body. I'm so ashamed of my National Assembly that we still have to go this far to preside on the 1997 Constitution, to preside on the affairs of this country by way of 1997 Constitution. 1997 Constitution, and that this law should go. This law is not suitable to govern any country in this 21st century. But because of Adam Barrow Nalamola mafia and selfishness, they say no, this is a good law. Let's hold on to it. If we hold on to it, we're going to suffocate Gambians. We're going to suffocate the processes of this country, and we're going to rule this country. That's the only thing.
Mune be kelele miroti pour ka je ko o loi kuto mi yala ngole pour ka introduce National Assembly ay tama. Mune fere sa keno pour woy nan.
Mune fere sa keno. Gambian albi carte for National Assembly member sole. Every Gambian and o loi bu ko ñu atole ko ayal mara. Momo sembo so don't even give anybody that liberty that he should commit that constitution to courts to know. What Gambians need to do, engage your National Assembly members. Do you understand? Engage your National Assembly members and tell the president to commit that law back to the National Assembly. Wala luwala mo atlo ko almara. President mala mo be singa kang ibe tilimbale la Gambian ola. So therefore every citizen of this country or each citizen of this country should engage your National Assembly member that we want that constitution back. Don't even stop at the bandabas or the book. Still come to the National Assembly, come to the chambers and tell your National Assembly members, this is what we want. We want the constitution back. Then, work or business should not be as usual. Gambians should start to monitor the effectiveness, the role their National Assembly members are playing in the parliament. Come there, please. Come there, everybody, and tell us that we want the constitution back. This is one of the mechanisms that can bring that constitution back. Because my fear is if you leave it to the National Assembly members, they will never bring it back. I can tell you that for sure. The partisan tricks, the partisan politics, the partisan governance, the partisan mentality and philosophy in that National Assembly, it will never come back. But you Gambians can make sure that the constitution come back to the chamber.
Munat na anti-corruption bill o han sai singbalo ngaka.
Ma fa nyali jalo singbalo ring foranka. Adam baro na la multi kala multi-men be anti-corruption bill sambana because near below sambana
munati na kantum baro nata na ako corruption baro nata na ako corruption abola fulo kelela Gambia banko kan.
Sir, that question is for you, that question is for the viewers and your listeners. For corruption, because scandal men keta nyumbanko kan. Ye masakwena la kodo men sunyang, it was in millions ni okodo ka funyoka. That probably now has given us 100 kilometers of roads.
Yeah.
That has given us more than 20 schools. That has given us more than 3-4 hospitals. And as I'm talking to you now, they are still stealing your money. So this is the problem. Corruption, and this is not the government is going to talk about corruption. No. Kantunko, is the most corrupt government in West Africa.
Yeah.
Adamana government is the most corrupt government in West Africa. I can tell you that for sure. Because of the scandals happening every time. Even the judiciary, there is a scandal, 11 million scandal at the judiciary. The hope of Gambian people, when me and you have problems, we go to the judiciary for redress, thinking that there are men and women of integrity in that house. Now we are hearing about scandal in that house. So that's why I say, that's why in my preamble I say, the country is hopelessness. I don't think there is any hope as far as this status quo remains. The government of Adamo Barrow remains. We are hopeless, Nene. There's no hope because he doesn't understand issues. You see, sometimes one needs to act presidential. I don't mean acting presidential is you have to gain people, you have to kill people, you have to do whatever. But it's understand issues. But the one thing about him, he doesn't understand issues. He doesn't understand what is happening around him. And
but Dolko, he not coming. He doesn't understand things or he doesn't understand issues. Wala sab ay minister tombo million ko anim permanent secretary anim mol million ko they understand the system and the mol million ko benin do ko le system o kono not ko mam bara jawke bara I still now e do ko system o kono but ya mi ren jalero bakala ibo le jalele bam fo president.
I'm going to blame the president. He is the chief executive. He is the president of the Republic of the Gambia and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. How will I blame a minister of finance for doing something wrong, I will blame the president who's supposed to preside over these affairs.
President blame
Because he's the commander-in-chief. He's the chief executive. He's the boss. Do you understand? Today, you have a supervisor, or you have people that you work with and that you supervise. So at the end of the day, the blame has to go to you. But if you don't understand issues, you cannot govern the country. And one Adamala main problem, Adama is not understanding issues. Adama don't know what is happening around him. So more member Abala, you will understand this man is not trainable. This man don't understand issues, so we can do whatever we want. When Yaya was here, Yaya used to understand issues, and Yaya might be very corrupt, but at least he controlled corruption at the level of public and civil
corruption or control. What's the difference? When it comes, what's the difference? What's the difference when it comes to corruption? Yaya control. Baro ma control.
Baro is involved in corruption.
How?
And let people to involved in it recklessly. But Yaya was corrupt, we all know through the revelation of Janet Commission, but he was not allowing anybody to be corrupt. In those days, every now and then, people are going to the court for economic crime. Since Adama Barrow became the president of this country, there was only one instance of economic crime, and those people are even acquitted and discharged. But during Yaya's time, we have seen people going to prison because of economic crime. So you can control it. And for the fact that I will not want to say he was a charismatic leader, but he was a strong leader. He understands issues. Yaya can go to your project site. He's not an engineer, but he's going to give you a solution of an engineer. Yaya might not be financially oriented, but Yaya can go to the Ministry of Finance and suggest them something financial. But this is a guy who cannot understand anything, who can just suggest anything to the development of this country. And he's still there as the president of this country, this is the sad point. This is, I'm even ashamed of Gambia. How do we reconcile to our philosophies and beliefs that he was the right candidate in 2021? It's sad.
Mune be kelela miroti nataron ko mi josa head ko no baro falindiro ko la falindiro keta loni baro tema moldul ba fala ko ino ay falindiro ke nyama man betea dol sa fono
ko falindiro nyadi
ko min josa ka minister falin loni baro tema kam fodum anenda ka kele family ko
Adama doesn't even resolve ministers or ministers. He does it. Na minister kilung la sore for the past 5 years and I think 2 or 3. I into la UDP call Bondi because that decision was political. That decision was motivated politically.
I will because of political.
Any genuine ground.
I won because of political.
Yeah, that's because of politics. That's because of politics. That's not because of they are not performing or that's just because of corruption. That's just because of politics actually.
Butung batingol coming hansa en katandala ko ate bitilo programme lon kachami kanala I Africa TV I Radio I Africa TV Plus anal bari manene mes pojang ani Yaya Sanyang honorable Yaya Sanyang mielon ko nin temben nambe kachake kam fene wala bankola tañato la butung nimbe den la bako Yaya honorable ko denane tang woro ani woro Ministry of Health dolko wala la foltum because borol nara janne borol mi yalan ko dol fanko dumping site lam nana ta fengo fena fo domoro lam fo borol la fango fanalam malong yaaje
alors ni mol yo fo nteki jo kam fara bakal because for me are we even eating expired foods? Are we consuming expired foods? Are we going to supermarkets and buying expired foods without knowledge? If 66 kids, innocent kids, can die of a poisonous syrup imported into this country. And therefore, Nene, I believe that there are foods in supermarket compartments that are poisonous and Gambians are eating, Gambians are buying, and Gambians are consuming this. So for me, if you ask me, there is a public health disaster in this country by way of the medicine we import and also by way of foods we import into this country. We don't have sophisticated technicians, we don't have sophisticated labs, we don't have sophisticated experts to tell us that this medicine is not good, this food is not good. So effectively, Gambia is under a public health disaster. And I don't know when will this disaster end. I'm even scared to buy anything and eat now. If 66 kids can die from, drinking syrups that their parents thought will heal their kids, only to destroy and damage their kidneys, what has the government done about it?
What tambere musukono male mol ka foko women's life matters andong ngalong mojima ba wosita wolal mi yalan ko bama foundation wol matida wala anin dol nada ka foko katande ko pour ka match pass ke pour ka je ko man sakunda se da ke no ko pour ka je ko ka musu kono mal la nyanto sif pour ka je ko isa wulu kendo e dingole tere bulo kono kairo kono anin kende ya kono bari nata je fana minister nata finti katandi ko comme musol la taba nin ko ton fana ko kodul kosle bari saying
minister should not be disrespectful. I think he should respect Gambians. With all due respect, he should respect Gambians and listen to Gambians. Molbe faka, molbe bataka, molbe on the public emergency and public disaster is happening in the country. You are defending them by women consuming tobacco. What utter nonsense! He shouldn't say that. He shouldn't say that. I think Samate has failed Gambians. Samate has failed the medical profession. Because for me, I always said, I don't want to force anybody to resign. Sometimes something will happen under you, under your watch. It's not your responsibility. But for the fact that it happened under your watch, you take responsibility and resign. Gambians has every virtue except resignation. Yes. We have every qualities except resignation. I don't know for Batalam, because if you are driving a good car, you have a good office holder, your kids are traveling abroad, probably that luxury, you want to keep luxuriating yourself in that luxury, you feel like I should not resign. But there is nobody who is ripe to resign in this country than Dr. Samata. If I were to talk to Dr. Samata, if I should talk to Dr. Samata, this is what I would tell him, brother, you are a professional, you are a good doctor, you are a good soldier. Nobody is going to deny that. But this is not your fault, but it happens under your watch. Can you kindly resign? And one thing, if he did not resign, how about if they sack him? He's going to be disgraced. So I don't think my brother will let the president to sacrifice him. The best thing he can do for himself, his family, and some of us who come from the same camp with him to maintain our moral and integrity and our confidence in him is to resign. Quietly, and go very quietly.
Dolko waya sabu mol dol nata po katandi ko tumo mina kono maya way teslandi because musul ka fati moto sayim fana ko ni fana ni wuluda fana di fana bika sima bulo kon.
So this is why I said there is a public health disaster in the Gambia. And this is the fact. All what you are saying, pregnant women dying, kids now suffering from poisonous syrups and lost their kidneys and died. This is an umbrella term called public health disaster, and this is what is actually happening. And more kemira men fonglo, that's not the case. Al kemira la boro, al ka kinol men al ka manual men sang, al ka kondi milik men sang supermarket, al ka biscuit men sang supermarket, al ka sipa men sang supermarket, al ka chik, al be mirawl. Al be mirawl dinno la syrup la. Why can't you think about your own self? Fala ko domoro men domo where there is going to be World Health is going to pronounce or declare any other abnormality on those medicines. Let those kids are gone. But remember now, the food are not controlled. Foods that are imported into this country are not controlled. We don't have sophisticated lab to test them. And there are crook businessmen around the world who use human beings as object of profit maximization. They will send anything to this country if they know that this is a country that doesn't have quality food, quality labs to test their foods. We are going to consume anything in this country, and subsequently, it's just unfortunate. Nene, intala miro na dimbalu and na friends or and Gambian will say is nkadomornya di lefon domasa. Are they also poisonous as these syrups? God na domoro become no mafon India supermarkets whatever, and it's just sad. I think the government should come out plainly and tell us what are the policies, mechanisms they are putting in place to make sure control domo for domoro and boro is safe. This is a responsibility.
Nim wol sifa dul kakele mistake ol mi an ko nim ku ko ton mi an ko kakele sometimes ni nata national assembly mo ne ka kenyi nin karen jabiro tan minister team
The minister ni akakale, that is what we call parliamentary questions. The minister Nininka on emerging national issues, and serious national issues, and issues that is happening in our constituencies, and issues that is happening in the Gambia as a country. We do ask ministers. But the so disappointing is they beat by the bush. For me, I have not asked any parliamentary question in our last parliamentary question session that I felt the minister answered it properly. They are just beaten by the bush, and they are just protecting the image of their arm of government, which is the executive. They were just protecting the image of their boss, Adama. This is all what they do. So
I'm going to minister because in minister atel fana sembo so minister fin and ke londi ka jakaro ke nyinin ka jabiro nyinin kan jabiro.
Well, I think for last time when they came there, Section 75, you guys are answerable to the National Assembly. Section 75, I told them, is a neighbor to Section 75. We can sack any minister. National Assembly, by way of Section 75, can sack any minister. But are we going to sack any minister under this circumstance, under these prevailing circumstances in the National Assembly? My question is no. It's not going to be easy. And I will go back to what I said. The partisan tricks, the partisan governance, the partisan mentality and philosophy in the National Assembly, we will never trigger, we will never reactivate Section 75 if we are responsible, and we want to do that. I'm sure we are going to trigger it for Dr. Samadi.
But section of Battle Block, Minister Baino.
Section 75 of the 1997 Constitution.
We
will not use it because of the partisan tricks and governance in the National Assembly. People who are voted in by the NPP thought that they should defend the government. Even Gambians are dying day in and out. Some of them feel that, some of them believe that their only responsibility is to protect the government. Their only responsibility is to protect the image of the government. Even Gambians are dying on the streets every day. This is the fact. This is the fact, and this is so sad. Of course, there are some National Assembly members, they don't care who voted for them. They are just waiting for instructions from the president. They are just waiting for the instruction from the honorable minister in charge to tell them this is what you need to do. They are just waiting on the decision and the agreement they reach at their party caucus. This is what they will come and speak in the National Assembly, and this is what they will apparently do in the National Assembly. This is what I told them. This is what I told them. You have sworn to defend the Gambia, the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, and any other law. This was our swearing ceremony. This is what we said. The Constitution and any other law. But the fact is, Nene is so sad. That's not the case, and we are all going to die and get accountable to what we do. You think he's doing good his job? We will see. Any National Assembly member who is there, this is right, just because of your partisan philosophy, you deviate from that, you meet God.
What about the below fena? Below me yalanko, iti yalanko, the billowing is good for the president. And then as a banko fana mako nole, bari coming dollar fena. Are you going to?
I told them in the National Assembly several times. If a bill comes to the National Assembly, that is good for Adama, and by extension good for the people of this country, I am going to support it. And I told them, if you think that I'm in this National Assembly, I'm so committed. I'm so committed to the ideals of my party, UDP. Let His Excellency, Lawyer Usain Dab, comes to the National Assembly to answer to my committee. I'm not going to retract my words. As far as Usain Dabo appear before my committee on allegations of certain things, I will ask Hussein whatever I want to ask him. That's what I told them. If you think that I'm so aggressive on this government because I'm UDP, let Hussein come to the National Assembly and see. Then that's the time we are going to know that my philosophy, my position is the Gambia, not anybody. I am committed to the ideals of my party, beyond recall, but when I will never believe that my party principle and ideology is important than the business of the Gambia. No way, I will never do that.
Ila miro de Gambia de ya miro la Gambia de ya miro nin tembe na tanteng jama babe siri miliyalan ko kija faro be la dol bije fanga tada fam borol miyalan ko fang hana tal manke ko min borol miyan ko wolle tol fintita bari fengo fen siropol be budo kono ya be cikal do tata ya muta ya fay dol bije fanga ma atandi mo le tata be muta be pa one side ila miro de Gambia de ya miro bibi la nim modingo sasata wala fembe de wala be kala nyaade.
It's so sad. We are living in a state of medical fear. Fear everywhere. We are getting sick every day. When you get sick, you have problem of sickness. Now your other problem is, I am going to the pharmacy. Your other fear is, I am going to the pharmacy. Your other worry is, I am going to the pharmacy. And your another worry is, fear is, what kind of medicine am I going to buy at in the pharmacy? With this medicine kills me. Now this is what every Gambian, since the day before yesterday, today, and going forward, will be thinking, buying my medicine to cure me. But will my medicine cure me or kills me? In those days, when I buy my syrups and my amoxicillin, I'm comfortable that it is going to cure me. But now that's not the case. Now I'm thinking between cure and kills. Yes, this is what you're thinking, and this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. This is what every Gambian is thinking now. Our medicine, our pharmacy stores are polluted with poisonous medications. Now, is it going to kill us or kill us now? Is this balance of every Gambian now? This is very, very sad.
Bere ninkeda mola modul concern inata ko National Assembly ba clear ke emergency pour ka student ke ko wala ka jibe ko.
Of course.
Jumalem boro fe because boro ni niaje boro nata dang. Niaje boro the supply kan. Company le bije wala boro fe.
You, somebody or a group of people will be held responsible for killing of 66 innocent babies. In fact, it's not 66. This is what is clinically recorded. But people who die in other, kids who die in other places who were not attained in the clinic were not counted. So let me say, this particular scandal has killed over 100 Gambian babies. Clinically, we say 66, but it's more than that. Do you understand? So now this is the worry. So the National Assembly will make sure that something is done about it. As I said before, either a person or group of persons must be held accountable for this. Of course, the issue just came yesterday, even though it was a scandal. But now that the World Health Organization, the main oversight of World Health issues, pronounced it, now the National Assembly is now obligated, is now mandated by force. We don't have a choice now but to act. Either we are going to act by way of resolution for the minister to resign or to be sacked, or anybody responsible to be prosecuted. Then the National Assembly will surely come out with recommendations, and will surely take a position in this matter.
What expect,
we will. This will be done as soon as. I'm sure the Health Committee is working on it, and also the main plenary is also working on it. So the only thing I can assure Gambian is the National Assembly is going to take its position in this matter to make sure that either a person or group of persons responsible for this illicit act is brought to book. No doubt about that.
Okay. Old luck, Senator. Fenet mi yalan konin tempen na habutung. Honorable, we call 734. Niko 734 wolam draw ko nata jam mi yalan ko 734 blocks draw. Fale ya kalam tale. Fale kisikika ko wala. Bari jama baka minyinen ka jumalen draw ko fena. Because dolko aket no jande mi yalan ko almost afono container draw ko fo container falam fo container half wolam bara dunta container ko no anat na jang mi yalan ko iko mola fena andi ya marito fo ko banta ketam. Basain draw ko fele ko tanke 734 blocks draw ko. Ata bankoka ni modo jiklatene bari ya mira ko ila National Assembly members or sakutute no nin lato
men for more wrong. All the National Assembly members need to act. Make them to act. Talk to them. Go to their houses. Go to their compounds. Come to the National Assembly. Go to the chambers. Talk to them. Do this, do that. If we fail to act, Gambia should force us to act. Now, it is so sad that Gambia has become a destination.
Destination, what was
for drugs. Because all this array of drug cases you just lamented to me here made me believe that Gambia is now a drug hub and a drug destination. No doubt about that. And day in and out, they are coming day in and out because we are on a governance crisis. We don't have a leader who will assume his responsibilities. You know, this is to be a president is a title. And to assume its dutiful position and responsibility is another thing. So you can be a president, you are so comfortable to be the president, you have all the luxury around you as a president, but are you assuming your responsibility as a president is different thing. He is the president of the Gambia, but he is not taking or assuming his responsibilities for the fact that he doesn't understand issues. He cannot even step in. You cannot step in something that you don't understand. You don't understand issues. Adam Barrow don't understand issues. What will step in?
But I'm more
if you want to step out of this door, you will go straight because you know there is a door. Do you understand? Though you understand that there is a route. But if he is in this room, he will not understand where the door is. He's going to knock the wall. So that's the fact. You understand that there is a door here, you go straight. But you understand issues. So when Adama is here, he's going to knock this wall to go out. Because he doesn't understand there is a door there. Because he doesn't understand there is a door there. He's going to knock this door and want to go outside. So that's the problem.
Muna sabu mi yalon ko mol kam important ko baro responsibility di minister la wala director la mi am ko inde ko palaso. Ilafta ka fo ne ko ni la diamu sa wonta wrong choosing nekete mom fu mu nekete.
Whether there is wrong or right choose. As my minister, as my permanent secretary, as my ambassador, as my any other government portfolio holder, I will give them the position, but I have to perform my oversight as the chief executive. He is not performing his oversight, and this is why Gambia is plunging into these scandals day in and out. He is not doing his oversight on them. That is why there is this scandal. Even tomorrow, if you don't care, you're going to hear a scandal. Because now people don't care. Everybody is reckless. We don't care now because we know that there is a system that is not checking anybody. There is a system that is not warning. There is a system that is not doing anything about anything happening in this country. Anything about anything happening in this country. So nobody cares now. There will be scandals every in and out. Every now and then there will be corruption. In fact, it's now entrenched. Corruption in the Gambia is now entrenched. Corruption in the Gambia is now hereditary.
Corruption
of course, if I am the Minister of Interior, I leave, you come as Minister of Interior, you go to do what I was doing. Keta, you're in Keta, so this is what is happening now. Of course, nobody cares now. So, and it is going to be serious.
Minka muljakan. Wala nindiko, nka report so jele, kata drug law enforcement, ika foko, nganyamo muta kankar wale.
Inya kasu, ika drug komta mule be meni alanko ite sono lakodol. But me along going near Drocom Dambulo be 1 million worth of drug is 500,000. You can get men one more member don't go batter and don't go far. These are the people they're going to attack. Go Yarango will offend all block on. So for them to show us the legitimacy of their existence, they'll be going to the television and tell us we have seized so and so drug and so. But the big players, the big actors, on the television in the big actors will give them sufficient amount of money. The big actors will give them money. They will not go after big actors. They will pretend to go after them, and when they are shot by way of money, you are not going to see a major drug dealer, drug actor or player on the televisions of the Gambia. Yeah, that's because of our system is gullible to corruption. Our system is so weak.
But when I
nothing, absolutely nothing is working in this country. Nothing. What is working? What is working? Just live here. Before you reach, how many people will ask you will ask you to give them money? Because they are forced to do it. Everybody is literally reduced to a baker. Everybody is literally reduced to a baker. Things are hard. Things are not working well because the government has failed Gambians. That's the fact. And until the status quo is changed, we will be in the on and on and on and on. So Gambians should be ready to make sure that this status quo at the end of this mandate is voted out. 2026 Gambians cannot afford to bring this system in 2026, and we have to start that now collectively. We have to, drop our tribal inclination. We have to drop our partisan inclination. And we have to make sure that by 2026, this corruptible government, this incompetent government, become thing of the past. Because Gambian cannot afford.
But more than in 2021, Katandi ko ikana President Barona and Timo Tambindi, and then Gambian na rekate fire atam ada winter kotenke, and then Niba Fokan 2026 when they cannot.
I don't know whether Gambians voted for him or not. I don't want to talk about something I don't know. One thing I am convinced that I don't think Gambians voted for him. Whatever means he used to entrench on that seat, that is his business and his people who helped him to do so. But I still have the conviction, the belief, he was not elected by the Gambian people. I can still say that on and on and on. He's not elected by the Gambian people. Whatever tricks he played with his mafias, I'm not privy to that, and I don't know. But personally, I never believed that Gambians voted for him. I never. And I will never believe that. Because I cannot understand the quality of candidates we have in 2026. What do Those are fully stocks. Those are fully stocks. Those are people who talk about are just ignorant. I don't want to talk about. I don't go to television station or radio station to respond to fully stocks. I don't.
What about OIC la Fenkol?
OIC, I think they are doing their work. I was a staff there before going to the National Assembly. Actually, I'm sure they are progressing. I don't know what percentage of progress are they, but I'm sure we've seen news here and there that they are doing something. But is this up to the expectation of Gambians? That's another thing. But I've seen them doing few things on the road, which we will see what they are doing. I'm sure next week we're going on track and we'll see what they are doing, actually. My final comment will always be, Gambianolu, Allah politician or Nalie, politician, you have given them to decide about your life. You have given them to decide the type of medication to import. You have given them the right to decide what type of food to import. You have given them to decide on the qualities of your life. So therefore, now they understand issues. Allah for National Assembly members only. Melango need a National Assembly. It is a particular ebatol Gambenol Albalunya Sonranya Beolgela. If the Luakendo do the National Assembly, but now moke. This kind of problems will keep on and on and on. My father died in this problem. Definitely, look at my ears now. I'm growing. I'm going to die in this problem. Until the political structure and systems change in this country, we will keep begging and we will keep to suffer.
Thank you very much. Abaraka bake honorable ya sanyang anin tembe na wato en soja neto habutu nga tentu bake nga je itu mominda nga la invitation nga invite anata danku molla abutu ninom programme to mi yalon ko nin tembe na ngol so dalati bitilo programme kana Africa TV, Radio, Africa TV Plus abutu bajani mbita na Mr. Alasana Suso aning amnata queen happy 2 years anniversary mbapule ko alama suro sija on jada kendal ngamari man satalate to nga jay bake to momina ay nga ko mal bismillah en nga ko alhamdulillah nga mobe tentu damor lan jibela wada ala baraka bake ko sa